Good afternoon. Good afternoon, ladies. If we have gentlemen, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Either works, right? So I hope we all had a good morning and we're ready for us to have this session.
Either works, right?
Just give me a
So I
second.
hope we all.
All right, thank you. So I hope you're all ready for us to have this session. What we're going to talk about today is how to create your own digital marketing strategy. So I think in the previous sessions, we've looked at how do you build your brand and sell online, how do you come up with your own digital marketing plan, and you looked at the different channels of digital marketing. So and then you also looked at how can you use marketing tools and social media to grow your business. So now you need to come up with your own digital marketing strategy. You've understood your plan, you've understood how to gain insights about your audience, you've understood how to get insights about your market. So what you're going to look at is now formulating your own digital marketing strategy. Okay. So if you're here, please feel free to drop your name, introduce yourself, and let us know where you're joining us from. If you have a business, what is the name of your business and what do you deal with? You can see in the chat section, I have my colleague Lauren with you. Lauren is a trainer with Impactor as well, and she'll be moderating today's session. She's in Cameroon, so she'll talk to you about, basically, she'll be responding to your inquiries and any questions that you might be having. She'll be catering to them. And my name is Beryl Lokwach. I'm your facilitator for today's session, and I'm based in Kenya. So you can see the power of digital, how it's brought about people from different regions together, and we can have this session real time. All right. So, like I said, feel free to introduce yourself. It's also good to know the number of people that we have in attendance. Chika. Hi, Chika. Chika Florence Bags and Footwears, wholesaler, Benin City, Edo State, Nigeria. It's nice to have you here, Chika. Okay. I almost read you in Benin Republic, but I've seen it's Benin City. Okay. It's nice to have you here, Chika. Any other person, if you've joined the session, please feel free to introduce yourself. Afiba. Afiba, I've been seeing you in the previous sessions and you're very interactive. It's nice to have you here again from Ghana. It's nice to have you here again, Afiba. It's good to see you and, noting your consistency. So if we have any other person in the class, please feel free to introduce yourself like Chika and Afiba did. Let us know where you're joining us from. If you have a question, even if it's from the previous session, you can drop it in the chat section. Lauren will respond to it, and I'll also be coming back once or twice to pick up questions and respond to them. So already 3 minutes into the session, I think that's cue for me to start, unless we have someone else who's willing to introduce themselves for, before we begin. Do we have any other person? Evelyn. Hi, Evelyn, from Ghana, CEO of Frimlin Company. So what do you deal with, Evelyn? What do you deal with? Evelyn Tawia Owusu. What do you deal with? Okay. So just for the final round of introduction again, my name is Berry Lokwach. I'll be facilitating today's session. I'll take you through how to create your own digital marketing strategy. You can see Lauren in the chat section already helping with the moderation. So she'll be interacting with you a lot more in the chat section than I will be, but I'll be coming back to pick one or two questions to respond to them. Okay. So moving on to the next part of our session, what we want to cover in today's session, there are three things we need to look at. So we're going to, obviously I'm here telling you, you need to learn how to create your own digital marketing strategy, but you need to have an understanding of what digital marketing is as a base. All right. You can't get into something, you can't dive into something that you don't have an idea about. So you need to understand what digital marketing is. Intro to digital marketing, we're going to look at the statistics related to that. And then what are the different digital marketing channels that you can leverage on. Okay. So we look at the different digital marketing strategies that you can consider if you want to get started with creating your own agenda and then building your own plan. So you've got an understanding of what digital marketing is. Okay. Then you've understood the different channels. and you've looked at, say, you've looked at where you are as a business, your capability as a business, your resources as a business, your audience. So now you want to create your own plan with all that knowledge in place. Okay. I think this has been talked about in the previous sessions, and I'll keep on reiterating it. You don't want to miss out on the Google Hustle Academy. You can sign up on g.co/Hustle Academy. This will be posted in the chat section. So make sure you copy it and paste it on your browser. It's something that you can look at after the session and sign up for it. So it's a 1 week long boot camp. It basically talks about how you can improve your business if you want to scale your business. If you're in the ideation stage, you want to set up your business. How do you, come up with your own business strategy? How do you pitch your business? What documents do you need to have in place to come up with a pitching deck? How do you formulate your own pitching deck? What are the different funding options available for small businesses? Okay, so all those things will be covered. If you want to, there's something called the elevator pitch. I don't know if you've heard of it. So you want to learn how to do your elevator pitch. Okay, so how do you get started with that? So all these things are covered in the Google Hustle Academy, and you're also paired with a mentor to walk you through the entrepreneurship journey. So it's something that you don't want to miss on. So make sure you sign up on g.co/Hustle Academy. This will be posted in the chat section as well. Okay. So remember the 3 agendas we said that you're going to cover. The first thing you're going to look at is an introduction to digital marketing, getting an understanding of what digital marketing is before you decide to create your own strategy. Okay. So maybe just the first question that I'll pose out to you, Ma, I love that I would really like my sessions to be very interactive, no matter how many we are. All right. I like to receive responses. I like to ask questions. So please make sure you, do well to respond in the chat section, drop your comments, drop your responses. At the moment, what opportunities do you think a business can get from being online? When you decide to take your business to the online space, what opportunities do you think you might get from being online? What opportunities do you think you might get from being online? So Evelyn says she deals with organic farming and food processing. That's nice, Evelyn. That's really great. So what opportunities do you or might you get from being online? If you're already on the online space, so you can basically just give us an example of how the online space has worked for you. Afiba, you get to meet investors, potential customers, and competitors. That's a very, very good that's a very good response. Chika says visibility, correct, because with the online space, you're able to reach out to people far beyond where you're located as a business. All right. So it's far beyond your geographical location. And then you also get to increase the chances of skill. Your chances of improving your sales. So imagine you are only based in Benin City. Yes, Benin City, yeah. But your market is as wide as probably up to Accra. All right. So it obviously shows more people beyond Benin City get to know about the existence of your business. And the more people know about you, the higher your chances of getting people to convert with you. So it's obviously it's on you to figure out how you can propel people on your customer journey funnel. So I don't know if you've heard of the customer journey funnel. So there's usually awareness where people get to know about your business, and then they get interested. They've shown some bit of interest. If you were running an ad, they clicked on it. Then there is evaluation. So your customers are weighing whether they actually need your product or your service. And then it gets down to engagement. So they reach out to you, or you reach out to them, you engage, you interact with them, you understand their needs, you explain any clarifications that they may need. And then at the bottom of the funnel, we have conversion. So your customers, your clients convert with you. Okay. So that basically helps with increasing your sales. So moving on from there, it's very important. Like I said, when we're looking at all these things, whether it's building your plan, whether it's understanding what digital marketing strategies are and what digital marketing is, it's very important to understand the statistics surrounding that to be able to base your decision. Okay. So you can see that we have 747 million SIM connections in sub-Saharan Africa. So this is not even the whole Africa, it's just the sub-Saharan region. It has 747 million SIM connections. Basically means that these are people with mobile phones. All right, because you need to have a mobile phone, a SIM card to have a mobile phone, or the reverse is also true. Okay, so those are the numbers, and that's just in sub-Saharan Africa. And then in Africa, South Africa alone, we have 91% of the population of the entire South Africa that own mobile phones. Okay, so imagine the number of people that you can reach out to, whether it's on digital marketing, or I mean on the different types of the different forms of digital marketing, right? Could be text messaging, could be social media, could be search engine, all those things. And then if you're looking at Kenya and Nigeria respectively, each have 80% of people who own mobile phones. Okay, so we get an understanding that we understand is the rural bit of every country, but we have more and more people hopping onto the digital transformation trend, and we're looking at the shift, and it's really happening at a very huge rate. And I think it's something that everyone needs to leverage on, whether for your personal development or your business development. Okay, so of the 80% of people in Nigeria with mobile phones, 65% of the active ones have shopped online. 60% of the active mobile phone users have shopped online. So imagine your chances of increasing sales by ensuring that your clients or your potential customers can shop online. Okay, so it's huge. It's actually very, very vast. And I think this is something that as a business, you need to sit down and ask yourself, is this something that I need to hope on? Do I need to take my business on the online space, right? Because data has shown that my clientele increases from there. Data has shown that there's a high probability of more of me increasing my sales if I take my business to the online space. Okay. And then we get to understand that 80% of sales come from only 20% of the population for most brands. I don't know if you've heard of the Pareto's principle, the 80-20 rule. It basically applies. So it's just like in your workspace, 80% of your productivity comes from 20% of the time you input. So I can decide to, maybe if I work for 5 hours or 6 hours from this time, 20% of my efforts bring in 80% of the outcome. Okay, so it's the same thing with sales. 80% of sales come from only 20% of the population for most brands. So if you are a brand, you're in the online space and you have like quote unquote 100 people following you, your loyal followers, your sales will come from 20% of these people. All right, so it basically shows why it's also important to be relevant, to be able to want to drive sales on the online space. Okay, it's not just about placing and positioning yourself in the online space. It's about the efforts that you put in terms of understanding your audience needs, in terms of understanding your market, in terms of also your resources, okay, and the content that you share. Okay, so it's all, everything revolves around each other. It's like a tier. There's nothing that's standalone. All right, everything builds upon each other. And it's the same thing with the digital marketing, I mean the digital skills, the course that we are taking. From the first class to the last class, this is the fourth class. All right, each class builds upon each other. All right, so if you missed the first class, there are obviously the things that you missed, and maybe you need to revisit that class, and we offer you that opportunity. So with the same link that you joined the training, is the same link that you can get access to the recordings of previous classes if you missed at all. All right. So mostly the benefits of leveraging on the online space, benefits of taking your business to the online space. The first thing, you're able to reach more people globally. All right. And I've mentioned that you can be in Ghana, you can be in Nigeria, you can be in South Africa. But if you have a potential market in Kenya and you place this as one of the geographical regions that you want to reach out to, you're able to reach out to that market. Okay. So with the online space, you increase your chances of reaching out to people, you increase your visibility, as a business, your brand awareness, your brand reach. All right. The other thing, you're able to learn about your customers. Each platform offers you the opportunity to look at insights. It could be Facebook insights. It depends on the platform that you're leveraging on. So if you're in the social media, you can get insights from Facebook. You can get insights from Facebook Business Manager. You can get insights from Twitter Analytics, Instagram Analytics, YouTube Analytics if you use YouTube. If you use the different kinds of social media management tools, you can get analytics from Hootsuite or from Zoho as well. All right. If you're very much into organic search, assuming you have a Google business profile, I think this was talked, the Google business profile was talked about in the previous class, right? So if you have a Google business profile, that's your local SEO, and the technical SEO, maybe you have a website and you've linked it with your Google Search Console, you're able to get information on all these things. So you get to learn about your customers. If it's a website, you have your Google Analytics, all right, linked to your website. If it's the what is it called? If you're running paid ads, you can get information from Google Ads, right? But the most important thing is to understand your customers, understand their demographics, all right, their age, their gender, all right, their purchasing power, their content preference, okay, what devices they are using, what kind of content they interact with the most, if it's video, if it's photos, what time do they get online. But the most important thing you need to understand about your customers is the challenges, the pain points that you're going through. Because with that information, you're able to know how to position your business as a solution to that pain point. All right. And then you're also able to gain insights with social media analytics. I think I've talked about this in the previous slide. Depending on the platform that you're using, if it's Facebook, there's Facebook Analytics, there's Facebook Business Manager. If you're using Hootsuite or Zoho as a social media management tool, you can get analytics from there. If you, I mean, your audience is mostly on Twitter, you can get insights from Twitter Analytics. Okay, so you have to look at the different kind of information you can get with data and analytics. And actually, this takes us to our next class. All right. So the next class, you're going to learn about using data and insights to grow your business, and you will dive deep into this. Right. You'll dive deep into the kind of data, the kind of insights that you would want to collect. What platforms can you get that information from, and what you can do with that information, right? So this will be covered in the next class, but here right now I only have one slide for it, so obviously we'll just peruse through this. So when you're building your audience profile, remember I said that is the actually when we get to when we get to the different channels of digital marketing, you'll see that the common denominator there is the audience. Understanding your audience. Okay, so you get to know who are your audience, who are they, all right? Are you targeting males of above 18, or senior males, or young adult males? Who are you targeting? Okay, what are their preferences? Okay, what are their preferences? So you need to get a 360-degree understanding of who your audience is, the kind of content they interact with, how they react to your messages, if it's the kind of language that you're using to post. Is it reaching out to them? If you're using a lot of maybe videos, if you're using static posts, how are they reacting to each? Okay. And then if you're looking at conversions, fine, they've seen my post, they're interacting, they're engaging, but are they taking the intended action that I want them to take? Because at the end of the day, conversion is the most important thing for a business. So are they taking the action that I would want them to take? If it's making sales, if it's calling, if it's visiting my website. So it depends on what you consider as conversion to you as a business. And then traffic sources, where are they coming from? Okay, so assuming they come to your website, did they come to my website from Google search, like organic search? Did they type out my specific business name? What are some of the search terms that they used for my listing to appear on the results page for them to come to my website? Did they come to my website via, if I'm running Google Ads, via my Google Ads? Did they come to my website from my Google business profile? Did they come to my website from my social media? Okay, so you understand where your traffic is coming from. It's very important to build your audience profile, because with that you can come up with your customer persona, which basically helps you in understanding, how to create your own digital strategy and how to position yourself effectively to your prospects. Okay, so another advantage of digital marketing, you get to communicate and support your customers. All right, you're able to communicate to them, whether it's on what your product is offering, your value addition to their lives, how your how your business is a solution to their challenges. You're able to support them if they have an issue. Maybe they tried reaching out to you and your phone number is going through, so they texted on your page, or they have feedback from previous interaction with your business. So you're able to communicate and support your customers, and this can help with brand loyalty. Okay. So up to that point, I will be taking questions. Do I have any questions up to that point? Do I have any questions? Please remember, you can drop your question. Thank you, Lauren, for that. Fawn, hi. Hi, Fawn. It's nice to have you here. It's nice to see you. So do I have any questions? So as is there, as I usually like that, if you don't have a question, you can indicate no question, because it basically shows that we are on the same page. All right. That you're ready for us to move on to the next part of the session. So I don't want, because I see some bit of silence, for me to move on, yet I'm not sure whether they were arising questions or not. So thank you, Afiba, for that no questions. Any other person? If you don't have a question, thank you, Chika. If you don't have a question, you can just indicate no questions. It tells me that we are ready for us to move on to the next part of our session. And Judith, I didn't see you come in. Did you introduce yourself really? Let me check. No, it's nice to have you here, Judith. It's nice to see you. Thank you so much for that. All right. I hope that so far you're finding the session insightful and all these things. The most important thing is that you'll be able to put all these things into practice. All right. It's just not for you to listen and then get your certificates. It's very important that you put all these things that we've learned into practice. Can I please explain the last slide again? Awesome. I'll do that. So to communicate and support your customers, okay? So with digital marketing, I'm able to communicate to my customers. If I have a discount that's running, all right, I can indicate that on my pages. If I have an offer that's running, Black Friday is almost coming up in November, all right? Black Friday is almost coming up. Do I have any offers that will be running at that time, okay? So all these things you get to communicate with your customers. If you are closing, say for next week, you want to do a lot of renovation on your office space, you can communicate that so that your clients can know, what, next week I'm not able to go to Judith's restaurant, right? Because they indicated on their page that they'll be closed for renovations, okay? So if you decide that, you're a restaurant, you want to start with deliveries and you accept takeouts, you can also indicate that, all right? So you're able to communicate your customers. If it's sharing content, you can decide to be an industry thought leader. So you can decide to also start blogs, talk about your industry, talk about the market in which you're in. So basically be a center where your potential clients can be coming to for content. Okay, so that's also a way you can position your business. And then on customer support, if your clients have any issue, you're able to respond to that feedback. If they feel like, what, I don't think your customer service is very good, you can ask them, what do you think we can do better? Okay, so you also get to support your customers in regards. I hope that is clear with you. I hope that is clear with you. That's Evelyn. Evelyn, I hope that's clear. Hi, Musab. Good evening. It's nice to have you. Jeanette says no question. Awesome, awesome. So just let me know if that was okay with you, Evelyn. Okay. So we will move on to the next part of our session. We'll move on to the next part of our session, basically looking at the different digital marketing channels. So we've looked at an introduction to digital marketing. What are the statistics around that? All right. The benefits also of digital marketing if you want to get started with it. So now let's deep dive into the different digital marketing channels that are available. We can look at the different digital marketing channels that are available. So digital marketing has 6 channels, all right? All these are grouped differently, all right? So the search engine optimization, search engine marketing, social media marketing, display marketing, email marketing, and content marketing, all right? So search engine marketing is basically optimizing your website so that your ranking appears, you improve on your ranking in the search engine results page. Okay, so with search engine marketing, if you can just give you an example, and I think we'll get into this later on in the session. So assuming I go online and say Afiba has a restaurant selling seafood, okay? And I go online and I search for seafood. So let's say Afiba's restaurant is in Kenya. So I know because I'm in Kenya, I know the towns. I know the Kenyan towns more, so I'll just give examples with the areas around me. So there's an area where I'm located. It's called Westlands. Okay, so I have Afiba's restaurant. The seafood restaurant is in Westlands, but I have no idea about it. So Afiba is online. They have a website. They have a Facebook page. They have the Google business profile. So they're visible on the online space, right? Then I go online and search. Today I feel like eating seafood, oysters, shrimps, crabs. I feel like, my taste buds have changed. So I go online and search for seafood restaurants in near me. All right. So I'm also based in Westlands. So I search for seafood restaurants near me. And then I have a FIBA who's been doing a lot of SEO on their site. So obviously there are probably other organizations, other businesses that offer other restaurants that offer the seafood. But since Afiba's restaurant have been doing a lot of SEO on their site, their listing appears as number one. All right, that's on organic search. They're not running any paid ads. So they're not running any paid ads, but their listing appears at the top. And we know that most people click the top results. It's very hard to go to the bottom or to the next page. All right. So that's how search engine optimization helps you. And we're going to look at later on how we can get started with that. And then search engine marketing is when you pay, it's paid advertising on the search engine. All right. So you pay to appear at the top. So if you go back to Afiba's seafood restaurant, you can see that since they were doing a lot of SEO on their site, they didn't pay to appear at the top. All right. It was through their hard work and consistency of optimization. But with search engine marketing, they can decide. Now, Judith can decide, assuming Judith also has a seafood restaurant. So Judith can decide, you know what? I'm going to run paid ads on my site. So Judith decides to do Google ads on her website. So when I go online and search for seafood restaurants are near me, it's Judith's listing that appears at the top, then Afiba's. All right. So you can see that Judith paid to appear at the top. So that's how search engine marketing works. Okay. You pay to appear at the top of search engines. Then the social media marketing. Obviously, with social media marketing, it's the normal, when you have social media pages, you can decide to do manage organic social media management, or you can do paid advertising on social media. Then there's display marketing. This is when you decide to run adverts on many websites across the internet. All right. This is when you decide to run adverts on many websites across the internet. Okay. So maybe, sorry, just give me a second. Just hold on, give me a second. Okay, so thank you so much for that. We were talking about display marketing, and you said display marketing is when you run adverts on different formats across websites across the internet. So if you've visited these betting sites, you can see that there are a lot of ads across their pages. Maybe I can see Judith's ad on the betting site, but the betting site is not, Judith's site. Do you understand? Or I can see, so maybe Afiba decides to run display ads. All right. So I can see her ads on the betting site. It's a bit different. It's a bit different. Okay. So with display marketing, you run your ads on different websites across the internet. Do you understand? And then there's email marketing. So display marketing really works well with awareness. So people get to know about your business, about the existence of your business. All right. And then there's email marketing. So when you have a list of emails for your potential clients, and you send them out to, you send them out to them. If you have discounts running, you want to cross sell, you want to upsell. So email marketing, you can use a lot of email marketing apps. There's MailChimp. You can get started with MailChimp, which is free. There is advanced campaign if you have the resources to pay for an app, if you have SendGrid, okay? And then there's also content marketing. So you can decide on blogs. I think I talked about this in the previous slide. You can decide to start blog posts. So basically be a thought leader for that. It's the same thing like you can do videos, you can do guides, you can do infographics. Do you understand? So that's on content marketing. So when you want to get started with search engine marketing, and I think I've given an example of this when I was talking about Judith's ad appearing at the top. So we have an example here. You can see there's a part in, there's, so you can see there are three parts. There's the part in red, then there's the part in blue, then there is the part in green, okay? So I just want you to note the colors. You're going to discuss this on this next slide. So the part in red is the search query. These are the keywords that people go online to search for either a product or service that they, are interested in. So an example, like for this case, they're talking about best content, cameras for travel. Okay, so this person went online. They want to travel, assuming it's let me see which name I can pick for an example. Assuming it's Esther. Hi, Esther. I'm going to use your name as an example. So assuming Esther wants to travel, from Ghana to Kenya, okay? But she feels like, you know what? I need a camera. I need to take photos of all the memories, okay? So she goes online and searches for the best compact cameras for travel. That is the search query, the search term, all right? And then there are listings that appear. So there's the paid text and shopping ads, all right? So people use, there's the paid text and shopping ads. So maybe there's website that's running shopping ads, all right? You can see they're very visual. So they appear there at the top. They've paid to appear there. And then you can see the next one, there's best compact travel cameras. And just at the bottom of the word best, you can see a box written AD. So you can see just under the word best, under paid text and shopping ads, under the word best, you can see there's a box written AD. It basically means that this website is running Google ads. All right. So they're doing search engine marketing. That's what we call search engine marketing. They've paid to appear at the top. So you remember the example I gave with Judith and Afiba. So if someone had gone online and searched for seafood restaurants near me, that's the search query that I will have used. And because Judith is running search engine marketing, all right, she's running paid ads on the search engine, her listing will appear at the top. But remember, even for this listing to appear here, you need to do a lot of research on keywords, understand the keywords. So the search queries could also be termed as keywords. All right. So do a lot of research on keywords. It also helps in bidding, because search engine marketing works with bidding. And then the organic search listing. Now, this is where Afiba comes in. Afiba is not running search engine marketing, right? She doesn't have the resources to run paid ads on her website, but she has been optimizing her website, ensuring that she shares a very useful content, ensuring that she's optimizing the keywords on her website, all right? So it helps. You can see her listing appears right next after the paid paid text and shopping ads. All right. So high chances we get people looking at different options. They will click at these ones at the top. And then I have Lawrence. Lauren is also dealing in with seafood, but she's not running paid ads. She's not running search engine marketing. Her listing will appear at the bottom or the next page. No one will have time to look at that listing. All right. So that's how the different channels work. This basically I've shown you how search engine marketing and search engine optimization works. So if you want to get started with search engine marketing, the search engine optimization, the first thing you need to do is sign up for Google Search Console. All right. So remember, if you're doing organic, you want to collect data about your organic search, there's the Google Business Profile, right? I think this was shared in the last class. There's the Google Business Profile, all right? So remember to also get to set up your profile on Google Business. The link will be shared in the chat section. So click on it, create your own profile. It's free. You get the advantage of getting a free website alongside it. You don't need coding skills to create that website. There are templates, they are ready templates. All you need to do is input your business information and then customize your theme, customize them with the brand colors. So basically that, right? So with search engine optimization, that's on Google My Business. There's also the Google Search Console. If you have a website, you will need to link your website with the Google Search Console to be able to understand. So this helps with your search engine optimization. Remember, a well-optimized website increases its ranking in the search engine. Okay. So submit with you sign up for the Google Search Console is free. The advantages of the Google Search Console is you're able to know the keywords that brought people to your website. So if I go to my Google Search Console, I'm able to know Beryl came to my website because she searched for seafood restaurants near me. So I can use that term. I understand that this search term is working out for me. If I searched for oysters or if I searched for shrimps, okay, can I use those same keywords on my website to ensure that people come to my site? So what usually happens with search engine optimization, which is also why you need to, when you're linking your website, you need to submit your sitemap to Google. So what normally happens is when Beryl went to the search engine to search for seafood restaurants, and Afiba had submitted her sitemap to Google, all right, of her website. So Google crawls the internet and basically remembers, you know what, there was that website that submitted the sitemap and they indicated that they have seafood. So there was like more or less the term seafood on their website. They indicated that they have oysters, shrimps, tilapia, all those things. So it brings up this listing to my results. All right. So search engine marketing helps with matching search queries with websites of the search engine. All right. So that's why it's important. It's not important. Okay. It's recommended that you submit your sitemap, that it's not by force, but you don't have to do it. All right. You don't have to submit your sitemap. But the benefit of submitting your sitemap is it hastens your process of optimization, right? It hastens your process of optimization. Okay. So like I mentioned with search engine optimization, you need to, besides optimizing the keywords on your website, you need to also ensure that your content is relatable, content resonates with your target audience. Okay. You understand what your target audience wants, and that's the kind of information that you're sharing. Okay. Then you need to have good titles, good snippets, or heading tags. So assuming under the services page, all right. So maybe we were talking about Afiba's restaurant. So maybe Afiba is also offering African cuisine, all right, besides seafood. So there's African cuisine. There's also pizzas. So under her services page, under the foods she offers, she can have a listings of each. All right. But it would be important to include tags. So under African cuisine, she can input maybe if it's okra at the end, if it's fufu, if it's gari, if it's jollof. So just these are the tags that I mean. So you input heading tags, all right, on the headings on your website. So it also helps with your optimization, all right, and it emphasizes the important text that is on that page. Okay, emphasizes the important page that is on that page, and that actually helps Google with uh, showing up your listing. All right, so when it crawls the internet, it picks maybe on the tags, it picks there's African cuisine here. So what is African cuisine? Someone searched for jollof, it picks jollof behind the heading tags. That's the African cuisine. So it basically helps with um, helping your listing show up in the search engine. So with search engine, I've talked about ensuring that you run keyword research. You can run keyword research on Google Trends. You can use Google Trends tool to learn about keywords. So you can type out Google Trends, sign up, and learn how you can get information about keywords. Okay, then you can also use the Google Ads Keyword Planner, which is an interface on Google Ads. It helps you with understanding keywords and getting keywords that are trending and related keywords to that as well. So also you need to ensure your website is search friendly. All right, so your website doesn't have to be complicated. Nobody likes to go through a complicated website, so make sure your site is user friendly, and you can test your speed at test speed test. I think, yes, Lauren will post the link to testing the speed of your website. You don't want your website to buffer. If I'm going online, a search for your website or your listing appears, I click on it. If it takes a long time to load, I don't have time to wait. So you also need to test the speed on your website. So I've talked about the Google Business Profile, which I said is the local SEO. All right, you're working on your SEO. The technical bit of SEO is the Google Search Console. Then there's the Google Business Profile. With the Google Business Profile, I think the link was also shared in the chat section how to get set up. But remember, when you're setting up the Google Business Profile, it's also important to understand that it needs to be verified by Google. Google needs to verify your profile. Okay. So if Google does not verify your profile, you're not able to manage your profile. What I mean by saying you can't manage your profile is you're not able to make changes on it. You're not able to do any additions on it. There's nothing you can do on it. Okay. So when you're setting up your Google Business Profile, remember to share business updates. If you have a promo, discount, all those things, running an event coming up. You can encourage your clients to drop reviews on your page. The more reviews you get, the more positive reviews you get, the higher your star rating increases. So if I have 3 businesses with the Google Business Profile, and the first profile has a 1 star, the second one 2 stars, the other one 5 stars, I will definitely choose the one with the 5 stars. Okay, because it shows the customers have shown content on previous cases. All right, so I'm a bit more confident on them. Okay, so when you're creating your own when you're creating your own social posts, things like that, posters, there's canva.com that you can use, or you can go to marketingkit.withgoogle.com. This will be shared in the chat section as well, and it's free. The benefit of all these things are that it's free. Okay, so you can go to marketingkit.google.com and come up with stickers, posters, and social posts that you can post on your Google business profile or on your social media pages. Okay. Now, the difference between SEO and SEM is, remember we said search engine marketing, you pay to appear at the top. Judith paid to appear at the top. All right. And Afiba did optimization on her website. So she optimized on her keywords. All right. And it's free. She didn't pay for anything. You don't even pay for the Google Search Console. Okay. With search engine marketing, you bid for keywords. All right. So, you understand what bidding is, like bargaining. All right. So the person who uses their best keywords, that's why you also need to do a lot of research on keywords. Okay. So if you use the best keywords that, match the kind of search terms that people are looking for, so increase your chances of winning the bid. So that's why it's also important to do a lot of research on your keywords. And then with search engine optimization, it takes a lot of time. All right. If I start my SEO in January, it doesn't mean that my ranking will increase in that January. It takes time. All right. It builds over time. Okay. But with search engine marketing, if I pay today and I win on the keyword bid, in 24 hours, 12 to 24 hours, my ad will be up. Okay. Getting started with search engine marketing, obviously you would need a Google Ads account. The link will be posted in the chat section. So go to Google Ads, create your own account. You could name it you could give it your business name, all right, or your personal email, depends. All right. And then with the Google Ads, so you select the when you want to get started with running your first campaign. All right. So you can select search, which is the search you want to run search ads. Okay. And then there's an option for campaign. Click on campaign. All right. And get started with creating your own ads. Okay. So you need to understand, first of all, your copy. What do I want people to see when they visit? I mean, what do I want people to see when my ad appears on their page? What do I want people to see? Okay. So that's the copy, the kind of words that you want people to see. So at first glance, they understand that this basically takes us back to, let me just go back to this shortly. So you can see the part written best compact travel cameras, and then the slash your bring everywhere camera. All right, you can see that. And then at the bottom, you can see shop accessories, audio products, digital cameras, digital lenses. So the ones at the bottom, shop accessories, digital cameras, lenses, audio products, those are the ad extensions. Okay. So when I click on that, it takes me to a specific page on the website that talks about the digital cameras. When I click on the lenses, it will take me to the exact page on the website that talks about the digital lenses. Okay. And then the best compact travel camera, that's my headline copy. That's what I want people to see. All right. So it basically matches what people are looking for. So it's easier for someone to know, you know what, this listing makes sense. I think if I click on it, it will give me what I want. So that's what I mean when you come up with your own copy for search engine marketing. Okay. So you also can do a lot of refining with negative keywords. So assuming Judith, we're still on Judith. Judith was running the search ads, okay, but she doesn't want her listing to appear when people click Mexican food. All right, the people who like Mexican food. So she doesn't want her listing to appear when people search for Mexican food. So she can have, when she's creating her campaign, she can include Mexican food as a negative keyword. So anyone searching for Mexican food, the listing will not appear. Her listing will not appear because you don't want unnecessary traffic to your website for people who will not convert. All right. So basically, that's how search engine marketing works. I've talked about extensions. Okay. With search engine marketing, you optimize your keyword list. I said you need to do a lot of research on keywords as well. Boost your ads with extensions. I've shown you what extensions are and how it helps. And then obviously connect your analytics account because you want to understand, I'm running paid ads. Am I getting traction with these ads? Do you understand? Who do I have coming to my website? Who is clicking my ads? Okay, are they converting? What action did they take when they clicked on my ad? All right, where did they come from? All these are important. So that's how you get started with search engine marketing. Then if you want to grow your business on social media, obviously the advantages are you get to generate more sales, there's brand value associated with it, then you get to improve your marketing. So I'm looking at my Google Analytics, I'm looking at my YouTube Analytics, Facebook Analytics. I understand, you know what? I don't think most people like static posts. I think I have more people engaging with video posts. And that basically means henceforth I'll start sharing more video content because it's getting me the engagement that I want. The difference with organic and social, it's more or less almost the same as SEO and SEM. Organic, it's free. It's the normal social media management that we do. And you only get to reach your followers or their friends. All right. So if your followers decide to, reshare your content to their pages, then their friends get to see that. But with paid social media, you pay for views, you pay for actions, you pay for clicks, you can reach anyone. So if maybe I searched for seafood previously, so I'll stick to that example. And then Judith decides to go on social media and run social ads on her social media. All right, her ads will appear on my page because my digital footprints have shown that I made a search on that before. I've shown interest on that before. All right. Remember when we started the session, I said the common denominator for all the channels is understanding your audience. All right. Their demographics, location, profession, interest, behavior, that's their purchasing behavior, their challenges. When you understand your audience's behavior, you're also able to know which channels they like the most. All right. You can figure out, you know what, I think my audience mostly use Facebook or Instagram. So obviously, I will reduce the efforts I put on LinkedIn or Twitter, or have no efforts on those platforms at all. I'll focus on Facebook and Instagram, because that's where I reach out to more people. So when you understand your audience, you know which channels to choose, and the only way you can keep your audience glued to your pages is by being consistent with posting. You can do photos, videos. We've looked at the marketing kit where you can come up with your own posts. All right. You can also do content marketing, that's blogs, infos, and broadcasts. And then it's important you understand your goal. I think I didn't mention this. When you're running search engine marketing, when you're starting the campaign, when you're creating your campaign, they ask you, what is your goal? Do you want is it awareness? Do you want lead generation? All right. Do you want conversion ads? What do you want? It's the same thing with social media marketing. I've talked about understanding your audience and consistency. Then content marketing. You can decide on blogs. All right. You want to be doing blogs, so you can be sharing industry news. You can be sharing changes about your business, audience, just the kind of content that you feel might interest your audience. So you can share that. You can do videos, short videos. Remember, your videos don't have to be long. No one has time to look at long videos. Then you can decide on case studies and guides. Okay. So with content marketing, remember when I said when you need to understand your audience, you can come up with buyer personas. Okay. So just like so you're coming up with a buyer persona. So you're imagining starting a seafood restaurant. Who is my buyer persona? How can I curate my own buyer persona? So I'm looking at people who are obviously working or entrepreneurs. So these are people who have income, because seafood is not cheap. So these are people who have income. So they could be working. I'm looking at targeting maybe females, because they probably need to buy food for, maybe if they have families, or males of age, maybe they're bringing people for a date. So you basically try and getting an understanding of who your target audience might be. All right. It might help you in understanding how to position your business. Okay. And then with content marketing, understand first of all, do an understand the challenges that your customers are going through. Understand their interests. It will help you to know what to share. Okay. So I've talked about using content to facilitate. So sharing content, you can be a thought leader, do a lot of storytelling. Storytelling is the future of marketing. Okay. Distribute content across the different channels that you're in and measure. Is it working out for you? Is it getting the traction that you want? All right. You can also do email marketing. So email marketing, you need to create a list of emails. Okay. So you're creating a list of emails. Then segmenting these emails according to customer interests. Okay. So you can't send out bulk emails to your clients and they all have different interests. So you need to understand their interests and segment them. When you're sending out emails, they need to be very personalized. Dear Beryl, dear Lauren, dear Judith, dear Afiba. All right. So do a lot of personalization, depending on the app that you decide. If it's MailChimp sends out 80 emails in a day. All right. So if it's MailChimp or whichever platform that you choose, test them first. Test the platform. Look at how your email will appear on phone, on tablet, on a desktop. How will it appear? You don't want distorted emails going out. Okay. So basically, what I've talked about is here. So you can build a list of contacts. You can decide on going to your website. Maybe have an inquiry form on your website that people will fill. So you collect emails from there. You can do paid ads. So if it's especially when you're doing social advertising, if you decide on lead generation, you get leads. So when people click the ad, they fill out their details. So you can get email contacts from there as well. Okay. I've talked about segmenting, testing it on different devices, and you also need to measure the open and click rate. It's fine. I'm sending out emails. How many people are opening the email? How many people are clicking on it? Okay. So if I'm sending out 100 emails and I have my open and click rate is like 5%, it means there's something I need to do. So if it's basically personalizing the email or reducing the content of the email to be less wordy. Okay. Do I have any questions up to that point? Do I have any questions? So like I said, if there are no questions, you can also indicate no questions. The attendance form has been posted in the chat section and it has also been pinned on the screen. Please feel free. Please ensure that you fill in the attendance form actually and you input the correct name as you would want it to appear on your certificates. Remember, we are sending out certificates for the sessions, so include the correct name when you're filling in the attendance form. All right. Any questions? No questions. If there are no questions, please also indicate no question so that we move on to the last bit of our session. I can see we're almost out of time, but we'll cover it. We'll cover it. We'll cover it. Okay. No questions? Yes, questions. No questions? Yes, questions. Are we still here? Okay. So let me see. If there are no questions, also indicate no questions. Silence sometimes is not content. Sometimes silence is not content. Okay. Any questions, please? Esther, Afiba, Judith, Jeanette, Evelyn, Mfo, Mfon, Chika. We're also quiet. I'm not even sure if you're still here. Okay, I'll come back to look at your questions. We'll move on to the last bit of our session. We've understood the different channels, what digital marketing is. So how do you get started with building your own plan? There are 6 steps that you need to look at when building your own plan. You need to come up with your goals and objectives. And remember, this is when you said you're running search engine marketing, content marketing, social media marketing, you still need to understand what you want to achieve. So there's building your goals and objectives, understanding your budget. What can you afford? These are the resources that I have in place. Understanding your audience, which is the common denominator of all these things. Then the channels, okay? Planning your activity and setting smart KPIs. So when you need to come up with your business goals and objectives, this is an example. This is a case study, okay? There's Mondi, who is a hairdresser. So Mondi wants to get new customers and past customers. So return customers and new customers. And she needs people to know about the existence of her business. So that's her business goal. But we're going to the online space. So we need to turn these business goals into online objectives. So how can you align your business goal to online objectives? If you want people to I'm getting to the online space and I want people to know about, I want people to know about the existence of my business. My online objective would be to increase reach and awareness. If I want to sell more products, I'm going to the online space via my website. Obviously, I would want website sales. If I want to get more people, I want traffic to my website. Okay. That's on return customers. I would want traffic to my website. If I want to get found by more people, I would want, obviously, if I'm going to the online space, I want people to like my page. I want people to follow my page. Okay. So that's how you can align your business goals to online objectives. And I hope you've taken a screenshot of that page. So these are basically examples of online objectives. I think we've looked at them on this slide. It could be you want to increase your reach and awareness on social media or on the search engine. It could be you want to make website sales, you want people to follow your page, like your page, or you want traffic to your website. It could be either. And then we are getting back to Mondi. So Mondi feels like she needs to get to the online space, but she doesn't have a website, okay? And it's too much of an investment because in her mind, she's only considering getting a professional website developer to do her website, but she doesn't have money for that, okay? So she doesn't have the resource for that. And then Mondi understands her audience. So basically, Mondi's audience, she knows that they're females who are 30 years of age, 30 years and above, they have children, they work part-time, and most of them use Facebook. So Mondi understands her audience. These are the people I'm targeting. If I go to the online space, okay, I know the kind of language I can use because the same way I will talk to a 30-plus-year-old is not the same way I will talk to an 18-year-old. The language is different. So I understand these are people who are 30-plus, they work part-time. So if they're available mostly in the evenings, then I can understand that if I do post in the evening, then they're highly likely to engage with them than if I do post in the morning because they might be busy. Okay. So that's how understanding your audience helps you to understand what you can do with the online space. So if most of them are on Facebook, obviously you will need to take your business to the Facebook platform. Okay. So on the remember the online objectives that we looked at. So it basically correlates with the marketing channels as well. So if you want to increase your reach and awareness, you could decide on display ads. Remember, we said display advertising is good for awareness, or social media, or content marketing. If you want to increase your website sales, or you want to increase website traffic, so more people coming to your website, more people purchasing on your website, you can decide on search engine marketing, search engine optimization, and email marketing. And if you want brand loyalty, you want to increase your customer loyalty, you could decide on social media, email marketing, and content marketing. Okay, so that's on deciding on the marketing channels. So Mondi decides that obviously Mondi will go to Facebook. All right. So Mondi will use Facebook because most of our clients are on Facebook, and she wants to increase her reach and awareness. We've talked about that. And then on customer loyalty, because you want more people to be returning to you. All right. You want more return customers. So customer loyalty, obviously, that's on social media. We've seen social media, so Facebook, obviously. So when you're choosing the channel, you can decide also on what your goal is. Okay. So if you're looking at inbound or outbound marketing is usually very targeted. So it's targeted. You know, this is the niche of people that I want to reach out to. Okay. This is the niche of people that I want to reach out to. So you will tailor your content according to that niche. All right. And then there's outbound marketing. You're pushing out your messages to potential customers. It's not targeted. You don't understand them. So I'm just pushing out messages, pushing out messages just for people to see. All right. So that's the difference between when you hear inbound and outbound. So let's go back to Mondi. Mondi said she wants new and return customers and more people to be aware of their business. Mondi does not have the resource to get a website. Okay. And Mondi understands that her clients mostly use Facebook. So obviously, Mondi will get to set up a profile on Facebook, and if they have the budget, because the best thing with digital marketing is it is dependent on your budget if you want to run paid ads. So Mondi can also decide on Facebook advertising. Okay, and then she can decide to use Facebook to collect reviews, so have people post about, like assuming I went to the salon, I make a post on my page and I tag them. Okay, so that's called user generated content. So they can use that to collect reviews to get new clients. Okay, and then she gets to understand. Remember, we said the local SEO. If you want to get into organic search, she doesn't have the money to get a professional website developer. So she can decide on setting up the Google business profile. And when you're creating the profile, I say that you get a free website. All you have to do is to purchase a domain name, which is around $4. Okay. So Mondi decides to create a Google business profile. So that's on to increase their visibility on search. Okay, because Google business profile helps to increase your visibility on search and maps, and you get a free website alongside it. Okay, so it's also important. Remember, we aligned our business goals to online goals. So we're going further to aligning, restructuring our online goals to SMART goals to ensure that we are able to measure our progress. Okay. So when we say SMART, we mean the goals need to be specific. They need to be simple. All right. Straight to the point. You need to be able to measure them. All right. If I set a goal right now, I want to increase my sales. Okay. Can I measure the increase in sales after the first month, after the second, or after the third month? They also need to be attainable. If I'm looking at my clients' purchasing power, I'm looking at my market. All right. If I say I want to increase my sales by 50%, does it make sense? Then they need to be realistic, relevant, and they need to be time bound. You need to set a timeline to your goals. Okay. So an example could be Mondi says they wanted to increase their online sales. So I can say I want to increase my online sales by 20% within the first 3 months. Okay. Of creating my website and linking it and optimizing it. I want to increase my sales by 20% the first 3 months. So after the first month, I'm able to look at my sales from before I created the website. After the first month, how many sales have I gotten from the website in the first month? If it's 5%, I have a remaining 15%. is 2 months sufficient enough to reach my goal? Okay. So you can also structure your online goals further to smart goals to be able to measure. Okay. So this is basically Mondi's digital marketing plan, and I've talked about this. Your goal, your audience, your channel. She settled on local SEO, that's the Google Business Profile, and then activity obviously got to building their website from the Google Business Profile. Went ahead to formulating smart objectives from her online objective to help in measuring how far she is and the efforts she's putting in. All right. Remember, we said 80% of productivity comes from 20% of the input you put into your business. Okay. So that's on creating your digital marketing plan. These are the 6 steps. Okay. Understanding your goals, your budget, your audience, your channels, planning your activity, and measuring. So that's it. Do I have any questions up to that point? How do you know it is the right time to market on digital? I have a hunch that sometimes people spotlight their business before they're actually ready to serve. Yes. So when you want to know if it's the right time to market your business on digital, you can first get started with maybe go to Google Trends. All right. Look at your potential customers. So what you're dealing with. All right. I can go to the Google Trends and search for assuming I'm dealing with African wear, right? African contemporary wear. So I go to Google Trends and search for African contemporary wear. So I'm looking at the behaviors of people on the online space, all right? I'm seeing that this amount of people, and you can select them by area. So I go to search for African contemporary wear, maybe in Accra, Ghana. So that's where my market is. So I can see the number of people who make such, similar searches online. I can see the previous trends from previous years. So I'm able to understand whether people actually use the online space to search for what I'm looking for. I can also go to the Google Market Finder, which is another tool that you can use to understand your different markets. So go to Google Market Finder, look at the different markets that you want to get into. Is it trending there, what you're dealing with? Okay. You can also look at your competitors online. If your competitors are on the online space, look at them online, look at their pages, look at their Google business profiles. Do they have people commenting on them? Do they have people purchasing on them? So that also helps to know if you can get set up on the Google digital space. You can also do surveys. You can decide to do surveys on your current customers, all right, and ask them, do you use the online space? All right, what do you think about the online space? So you can also do surveys to your direct customers. Okay. Jeanette, I have a bunch that sometimes people use to spotlight their business before they're actually ready to serve. Yeah, so you need to do a lot of research if it's on your audience or your market before deciding on the online space. So any other questions? Any other questions? So remember to sign up for the Google Hustle Academy, g.co/Hustle Academy for the 1 week long boot camp. If you want to self-learn, you can go to learndigital.withgoogle.com. Lauren will post this link in the chat section as well. You can go to learndigital.withgoogle.com, please. Okay, to self-learn. So Lauren, please post that in the chat section. And then you can follow us on our social media channels, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Digital Skills for Africa, or Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Impact Her. So I think that's it for the day. Remember, if you want to self-learn, learndigital.withgoogle.com. I hope you have all filled our attendance form. So that's it for the day. Thank you so much for attending the session. I hope it was quite insightful. All right. Thank you. Thank you so much.